Hello, I'm about to do some uh, release, myofascial release stuff. I'm going to use a roller and it's going to be leg focused. But I do also have a ball. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use a shorter roller, but it doesn't really matter what what roller you have. Any roller will do. Any cylindrical, sturdy object will do. I'm going to keep the ball for now. Okay, legs from the other day. Let's actually start in the low back and work from the sides to the front. I've got to make it quick, so I'll probably just do one side, maybe not. We'll see. And then you can take that and apply it elsewhere. Okay, so I'm going to lay down. I'm going to pull my knees into my chest with the support of the block. This is not really in my low back is a little bit above where the block is. This is the very top of my sacral spine, or like the broad part of my hips in the back. And it could be anywhere from down low there. And you notice here how my thighs, this is my thighs to chest without. This is my thighs to chest with. That's what we're going with. We're going for deeper hip flexion. That automatically gets you some decompression in the low back. So you could stay here the whole time. And this could be the only thing that you did for mobility in a day, and it would probably treat you well. Okay. If you want more, if you have the ability to do so, stretching out the one leg actively, not this is still good, but active is better. You're going to get a nice integrated stretch from the base of your ribs all the way down your leg, right? As your leg helps you kind of counterbalance on the roller. So I'm going to do one side first. I'm going to do the other side first. These things are pretty good. Actually, my whole low body's pretty good, all said and done. So I'm not going to linger here too much in the low back area. But you can linger as much as you want because hopefully this is being recorded and it doesn't fail like it did last time. And I'll just put it up on the YouTubes and it will be forever available to you. So you don't necessarily have to follow along in real time. You could stay here as long as it feels like you're getting something out of it. All right, I'm moving on now. Okay, where I'm going to move on to is it's the roller's shifted down a little bit, so I'm shifting it back up sort of mid-sacrum, and I'm going to plant my feet and go from being centered, and I'm going to typewriter a little bit to the one side. I'm going to bias, and then I'm going to roll onto my side. I might need to bias a little bit more so I don't roll off of the roller. Yep, there we go. Yep, and I'm just going to stay here. It's like I'm getting ready to take a big twist, which I also can do. If you're doing that, be aware that this top hip wants to rock up and shorten your waist, and you want to keep it long so that your ribs and your obliques are nice and not crunched down. That will be good for your spine. Otherwise, it's less that what's happening in the obliques and ribs and more that you start compressing your spine weird if you let the hip rock up. You can also take the top arm up and over and be more in a twist with this. Wrap it into your low back on the top side. What's up? How's it going? What? Yeah.
Question. Do you know Mills Creek Lake?
No.
You know Mills Creek Lake?
Mm-mm.
Okay, sorry. Didn't mean to bother you. A couple years ago, somebody drowned out there, and I swear I remember. I thought you were someone I knew. They tried to help me save that guy, but
Oh no, I would remember that. Nope.
sorry.
Mm-hmm. That guy just wanted an excuse to talk to me. He's been wanting to talk to me for a week. Okay, so we've stretched. Top side has stretched, bottom side has been squashed, which is also good for you. So we're gonna now roll more to the side on purpose and you can stay there, or you're going to roll down the leg more. So if that's the case, you can come up as high as you need to. You can bump the roller down as much as you need to. And it's not, it's here. And then you'll notice that your quad muscle in the front of your leg is sort of bulged because this is pressing into the leg. You might be tender if your IT bands are tight, like you might be tender just chilling here. If that's the case, you can stay until that tenderness kind of dissipates. Or what you can do is you can rock a little forward into it and you're continuing to displace the quadricep muscle from the outside into the inside. You can adjust that top leg and you're just going to roll from the outside to the inside and drag the muscle with you until you get a nice release, which happens. You can then go up higher in the hip and stay and compress more. Just be aware that your spine is in a good position when you're doing that. Or you can continue your trajectory down the outside of the quadriceps and just repeat. Get into where the muscle is relaxed enough to be displaced and then drag across and close it down from the outside to the inside. And you can do that all the way down to just above the knee. Ooh, ouchie. All right, relax enough that it's deeper in the muscle. Oof, oof, oof. And then I almost predicted that he was going to come up and talk to me. And then close it down to the front. And then, yep, like I said, you can roll it back up the leg. As you might notice, we're doing, even though this is called a foam roller, the rolling of it all is not very prominent compared to the sitting with it and the act of the roller pushing into the tissue. So I'm not only going to do that one side, and then we're going to go. People continue always have shoulder and neck stuff, so we'll do a little shoulder and neck stuff because I do too. Um, if you need the other side, go ahead and do the other side. I'll do my other side later. Head and neck. You put the roller up, and you're going to use the rim into the base of your neck. Tickled. Okay. Leaned so that you can lean into it. There's all kinds of nerves up in there. So what you're going to do is you're not going to go aggressive. They're small muscles. You're just going to go to where the pressure feels kind of good. And then you'll dig around and chase the tightness a bit. And then once you're like, that's where I need to chill for a second, I need to linger there, you can linger there. And you have the option to move your head and neck around to help things release more, or you have the option to move your arm around and see if anything will release more. I'm just breathing with it. If you have a ball and you feel the need to target these spaces more, you take the ball, you apply it to the top of the roller, and then you put the ball in the ouchie spot so that you can get a more targeted experience. Same process though. You're letting the ball go in deeper into the tissue until the mere presence and position and pressure helps to create some release. For me, I've moved from sort of the front of my collarbone into the top of my trapezius muscle, base of the neck, and the back of my body. Bracing over here with the left arm. I'm gonna move my right arm Maybe if I can get it in place. Now I'm to the point where I really should just change positions entirely because I can't get enough leverage as I am. And so what we're going to do is I'll continue with the foam roller. You could do any of these things also with the ball, but the ball is like smaller surface area and the foam roller is broader surface area. So if you need that more targeted, more deeper pressure, then you use a ball. Try to get a ball that's not going to injure you because it's too hard. Um, so I'm actually going to start. A lot of shoulder stuff begins bottom of your ribs, base of the lat. So that is where I'm actually going to begin here on my side. And it's tender sometimes, like right now. So I'm going to hold some of my weight with my top arm. I am going to let my upper body go down to get more pressure down. And I'm going to attempt to relax around the pressure of the roller. And once I've succeeded in that, I'm going to drag the skin and the muscle as I reposition a little bit more toward the back. Just a little bit more toward the back. I've gone from closed down, more stacked up, more neutral, to a little bit more opened up toward the ceiling here. I'm still sort of just about an inch above where I started, but more toward the back. Still sort of like the very base of the shoulder, middle lat. And as you can see, I'm snaking my way up to try to release that lat more. Okay, you can kind of scrub a little bit to the one side with it and scrub a little bit to the other and kind of twist into the muscle with the roller a bit. Move the arm around a bit. Move your head around a bit. I know that my stuff, I'm locked up right now because my head is locked up. My neck and head are locked up for some reason still. All right, I'm rolling just up a little bit. I'm going to swirl around more toward the spine, erector spinae muscles. Still moving the arm, getting a little bubble of pressure, sort of underneath the armpit in the lat. I'm working my way that way because there's a big release here as well. So now I'm a good palm up from where I started, and I'm going to come back to that more stacked up position. Let the arm go down, let the head go down, working into sort of like the underside of the pec, the inside of the lat, and where everything in between goes. Up into the back of the shoulder with the teres my muscle complex, which can be very, very tender. I'm actually closing down more. And that was like crappy. So I'm going to hang out here for a second because I'm not fully released. Like I'm in where I need to be, but it's so tender still. So I'm just going to chill with it. Try to move the arm around a bit. Got a good little click right there. That took care of most of the intensity. Displacing a little bit. This is again the pec here. Almost needs like it needs to create space between the lat and the pec. Oh wow. There's a rib. There's a rib that is angry. I'm gonna hold some weight. Come back out of it a little and try to see how delicate. We've got to be delicate here. Open back up. Okay, good. Arm up by my ear instead of open. Don't choke myself out with my own hoodie. Still more to the back of the shoulder. And eventually, we'll run out of time, you can bridge up and put pressure straight down, which feels pretty good. And this is, let's say you're still feeling it. Let's get the triceps real quick. Now you're in the outside of the arm and you're rolling the inside of your arm to the outside. So right now my thumb's out. I'm gonna roll my thumb up. I'm gonna roll my thumb in-ish, and I'm gonna put pressure down with my weight and my head. And it feels kind of crappy, so I'm gonna grab that muscle. I'm gonna roll down a little bit with it. I'm gonna roll back in a little bit, thumb in a little bit, roll down a little bit, thumb up a little bit. Yikes. There we go. There's a very tender spot. I'm going to drag down a little bit. I'm going to roll in a little bit, pull that muscle with me, and then back to thumb up. And more pressure. I'm using my head a little bit here. And all of this ouchiness is actually from something being kinked up in my neck. All right, that's about all we probably have time for. So hopefully you have now a template for releasing all kinds of stuff in your shoulder and neck and in your legs. We just covered just about everything you need to get a full body reset. We just did it on the one side instead of doing it on both sides. So if you have any questions, you guys know where to find me. Hopefully this recording actually recorded and is not going to be mean like the one yesterday was. And I'll throw this up on YouTube, and that's that. All right, cool. Thank you guys.